We are in video 1 of organizational leadership subject, which is a dual HR subject for HR students, and the code being 20 MBA HR 401. So this organization leadership subject is made to make ready the HR students, the dual HR or core HR students, with respect to organization perspective or organization environment, wherein they'll be learning about the leadership qualities, the way the leader has to take care of his employees, make his employees more productive, to improve their performance, as well as improve the organization's performance, as well as to retain them for a longer time in the organization, right? So let us just move on to the introduction of these modules. So in module 1 you'll be learning about the concept of leadership, its definition given by various individuals, and the components of leadership. How do you conceptualize the leadership topic, and how do you describe the leadership trait? You have different types of leadership, that is trait leadership, process leadership, assigned leadership, and emergent leadership. So you're going to learn the differences between those, and you will also learn about the leadership and its power, the coercion, and how to manage the leadership, right? So in module 2, that is second module, you will be learning about the different trait approaches, that is different models of leadership. First one being the trait approach, wherein you will be learning about the different traits of an individual or a leader. How does it work? The strength, criticism, where do you apply that trait approach, and case studies involved in the trait approach, as well as the leadership instrument concerned with that particular approach. And next is skills approach. So in this skills approach, you will again learn about the different skills which the leader comprises of, and the competencies which are available along with those skills, and again the strength, criticism, application of those case studies, and leadership instrument. So in these all approaches and models, they have in common given the strength, criticism, application of those approaches, the case studies depending upon those approaches, and the leadership instrument related to that particular approach, right? So we'll be learning the same with respect to all the approaches. And the next being a behavioral approach. Again, you will be learning about the Ohio State studies, University of Michigan studies, Blake Mountain's managerial grid, and all those with respect to the behavior of an leader with their employees, right? And also you will be learning about the situational approach and its strength, criticism, and application as well. So in the third module, again you will be learning about the models of leadership. You have path goal theory, leader member exchange theory, which you call as LMX theory, transformational leadership, authentic leadership, and psychodynamic leadership, wherein you will be learning about the different parameters which are there in the theories, as well as again the same, the strength, criticism, application of those, the case studies related to that, and also the leadership instrument. So again in the fourth module, you'll be learning about the leadership instrument. So what does your leadership instrument comprises of? See, here you'll be learning about the different cultures in the world, like the west, north, south, eastern culture of the world. Again, the country wise or the region wise, wherein you will be learning about the leadership profiles, as well as the characteristics of the clusters of those particular regions. And in fifth module, you will be learning about the ethical leadership, that is what exactly is required for a leadership to be ethical in its work. Pre-conventional morality, conventional morality, post-conventional morality, and ethical theories given by different individuals again and again, strength and criticism of these kind of leadership practices. And then in sixth module, you will be learning about the leadership practices which are being incorporated in different organizations. Again, the university has prescribed the names of few organizations wherein you will be learning the leadership practices which are there. The first one being Tata Group, and then Reliance, Infosys, Wipro, and other organizations. And also you will be learning about NHRD, NIPM, and about CCL, that is Center of Creative Leadership. So this is about your all 6 modules. So we will start with module 1, and again this is video 1 of organizational leadership. So to start with, in this module, basically you will be learning about the concept of leadership, definition, its components, and different types of leaderships which are there. So yeah, so concept of leadership. A leader is one. So a leader is someone who inspires passion and motivation in an individual, right? So he is one who takes care of the employees and who motivates his employees, right? He's someone with a vision and the path to realizing it. And also a leader is someone who ensures their team has support and tools to achieve their goals. So important leadership qualities that help leaders build influence and trust with team members are accountability, adaptability, authenticity, good communication, compassion, self-awareness, and flexibility. So these are some parameters which are to be inbuilt or which are to be exhibited by the leaders, so that they will be good role models for their employees or for his subordinates probably. So leadership is the ability of an individual or a group of people to influence and guide followers or members of an organization, a society, or team. Leadership often is an attribute tied to a person's title, seniority, or ranking in hierarchy. Leadership is a highly sought after and highly valued commodity. People continue to ask themselves and others what makes good leaders. As individuals, they seek more information on how to become effective leaders. Many people believe that leadership is a way to improve their personal, social, and professional lives. Corporations also seek those with leadership ability because they believe they bring special assets to their organizations and ultimately improve the bottom line. There are many ways to finish the sentence that leadership is so. They have to motivate, they have to guide, and they have to inspire, they have to help them out, they have to be aware of the concerns or issues of the employees, right? So it is about taking risk and challenges in the organization. So leaders motivate others to achieve something new and better. Interestingly, leaders do what they do to pursue innovation, not as an obligation. They measure success by looking at the team's achievements and learnings. It is a vital management function that helps to direct an organization's resources for improved efficiency and the achievement of goals. So, effective leaders provide clarity of purpose, motivate, and guide the organization to realize its mission. In fact, as Stodgel pointed out in a review of leadership research, there are almost as many different definitions of leadership as there are people who have tried to define it. It is much like the words democracy, love, and peace. Although each of us intuitively knows what we mean by such words, the words can have different meanings for different people altogether. So leadership is about taking risk and challenges, as we saw already, right? So now let us move on to the differences between leader and a manager. When you are promoted into a role where you are managing people, you don't automatically become a leader, right? There are important distinctions between the managing and leading of the people. So first, being leaders create a vision, managers create goals. Leaders paint a picture of what they see as possible and inspire and engage their people in turning that vision into reality. They think beyond what individuals do. They activate people to be part of something bigger. They know that high functioning teams can accomplish a lot more working together than individuals working autonomously, right? So managers focus on setting, measuring, and achieving goals. They control situations to reach or exceed their objectives. So here what happens is they think beyond what individuals do, and they know that high functioning teams can accomplish a lot more working together than individual working autonomously, right? So this is one of the major differences between a leader and a manager. The next being, leaders are change agents, whereas managers maintain the status quo. Leaders are proud disruptors. Innovation is their mantra. They embrace change and know that even if things are working, there could be a better way forward. And they understand and accept the fact that changes to the system often create waves. So managers stick with that what works, refining systems, structures, and processes to make them better. And the third point being, leaders are unique and managers copy. So leaders are willing to be themselves, they are self aware and work actively to build their unique and differentiated personal brand. They are comfortable in their own shoes and willing to stand out. They are authentic and transparent. Managers mimic the competencies and behaviors they learn from others and adopt their leadership style rather than defining it. Right. So the next point being, leaders are risk takers. Managers try to control the risk. Leaders are willing to try new things even if they may fail miserably. They know that failure is often a step on the path to success. Managers work to minimize the risk. They seek to avoid or control problems rather than embracing it. Leaders are in it for the long haul. Managers think for the shorter time or for very short duration. So leaders have intentionally doing things for a longer vision, for a better vision. They do what they say they're going to do and stay motivated towards a big, often very distinct goals. They remain motivated without receiving regular awards. Managers work on short term goals, seeking more regular acknowledgement and accolades. Next one being, leaders grow personally, managers rely on existing proven skills. Leaders know if they aren't learning something new every day, they aren't standing still, they are falling behind. They remain curious and seek to remain relevant in an ever changing world of work. They seek out people and information that will expand their thinking. Managers often double down on what made them successful, perfecting existing skills and adopting proven behaviors. So leaders build relationships, managers build systems and processes. Yes, this is very much true in all kind of organizations, whether it might be IT organization, manufacturing, the institutions as well. So leaders focus on people, all the stakeholders they need to influence in order to realize their vision. They know who their stakeholders are and spend most of their time with them. They build loyalty and trust by consistently delivering on their promise. Managers focus on the structures necessary to set and achieve goals. They focus on the analytical and ensure systems are in place to attain desired outcomes. They work with individuals and their goals and objectives. Next is, leaders coach, managers try to direct. Leaders know that people who work for them have the answers or able to find them. They see their people as competent and are optimistic about their potential. They even resist the temptation to tell their people what to do and how to do it. Managers assign tasks and provide guidance on how to accomplish them. So leaders create fans and managers have employees. So what do you mean by that? Leaders have people who go beyond following them. Their followers become their raving fans and fervent promoters, helping them build their brand and achieve their goals. Their fans help them increase their visibility and credibility. Managers have staff who follow directions and seek to please the boss. Now let us move on to the definition of leadership. So leadership is a set of behaviors used to help people align their collective direction to execute a strategic plans and to continually renew an organization, right? So again, the word leadership derives from an English word called leader, the one who leads, its noun being laden, to guide or to bring forth. The first use of the word dates to 1821 when leader was combined with ship to elaborate the position of a leader. So leadership is the behavior of an individual directing the activities of a group towards a shared goal, which is again given by Hemphill and Coons. Again, we have one more definition for leadership. It is the process of influencing the activities of an organized group towards goal achievement, which is again given by Roch and Behling. And again, we have one more. Leadership is the influencing process of leaders and followers to achieve organizational objectives through change. So, before going to the rules and components, despite the multitude of ways in which leadership has been conceptualized, the following components can be identified as central to the phenomenon. It means that leadership is a process, it involves influence, it occurs in groups, and it involves common goals. So, it is important to understand the term leadership, how leadership as a trait differs from leadership as a process, how appointed leadership differs from emergent leadership, how the concepts of power, coercion, and management differ from leadership, right? So, let us move on to the roles of leadership. So, we have basically three major roles, that is interpersonal role, informational role, as well as the decisional role. So, under interpersonal roles, we have figurehead roles, leader roles, and liaison roles. And in informational roles, we have monitor roles, disseminator roles, spokesperson roles. Under decisional roles, we have entrepreneurial roles, disturbance handle roles, resource allocator, and negotiator. So, these are some of the roles which the leaders have to undertake, or they have to undergo with, right? So, first being the interpersonal roles, wherein we'll start with the figurehead role. So, leaders perform the figurehead role when they represent the organization or department in legal, social, ceremonial, and symbolic activities. Top level managers are usually viewed as figureheads for their organization, signing official documents, expense authorization, checks, vouchers, contracts, and so on. Informally talking to people and attending outside meetings as an organizational representative, presiding at meetings and ceremonial events like award ceremonies, retirement dinners, and so on, entertaining clients or customers as official representatives and receiving or escorting official visitors. So, these are the duties which have to be performed by the figureheads. That is one of the topmost level of the leadership or in the organization, right? So, next being the leader role. So, in this, according to Mintzberg, the leader is performing the role which helps to handle the functions of the management, and also which helps to effectively operate the managers in the organization as a unit. Therefore, the leader role pervades all managerial behavior. For example, hiring and training, giving instructions and coaching, and evaluating performance. So, these are some of the roles which are performed or which are expected from the leader. And the next being the liaison role. So, leaders perform the liaison role when they interact with people outside their organizational unit. Liaison behavior includes networking to develop relationships and gain information and favors. So, serving on committees with members from outside the organizational unit, or it might be attending professional or trade association meetings, or calling and meeting with people to keep in touch. So, see, these are the roles which are being expected from the leaders, and it again depends from organization to organization, because few of the organizations, what they do is they don't expect the leaders to take the topmost positions, right? Like the topmost responsibility. So they have few people who work as, or who act as the contact persons, or who will be responsible to go in front of the media. But in few of the organizations, the leaders have to do themselves this kind of propaganda work, right? So again, it depends from organization to organization, but in general, the leaders have to be spokesperson either in front of the customers, clients, stakeholders, or in front of their employees as well, or his subordinates, or his juniors as well, right? So these were the few of the roles, and we still have informational decisional roles which will be covered in video 2. Thank you.